Welcome to this to the Content Coffee Club. This is the absolutely first live stream that I do here, and let me just admit that have been really scary to do. I don't know why. I have done content production for over what is that? Over 20 years or something, and it's still um, scary to stand in this front, in this side of the camera. I normally stand behind the camera, and now to sit in front of the camera and actually do to must deliver. But the idea behind this channel, this little content coffee club, is to make a little club where we can discuss content production, where we can discuss new ideas, new topics, new tips and tricks, things that have worked for you, things that worked for me, so we all can get better. And it's probably because I have learned a lot through YouTube. I have, as I said, I've done content production for 20 years, and a lot of the things that I do today I've learned through YouTube. So I think I want to give back a little. And as you can see, this will also be a channel that's a lot more laid back, a lot more relaxed than the many other um, YouTube channels that you see in YouTube, where just, oh, they're so energetic and just, now welcome to my channel. Now we're gonna see. I'm an old guy, right? I'm 40 years old, and I get tired when I see this. I wanted a little more laid back. I wanted a little more relaxed, and yeah, we take it a little more easy and drink some coffee and hear some jazz and just discuss what I think is the most interesting thing in the world: content production. I always end up, no matter what I've done in my life, I always end up doing content production. So I know a lot about this industry, and I've tried many things. So in this channel, we will discuss live streams, film production, pictures, podcasting, and hopefully it's gonna be like this way that no matter if you've never tried or done any content production in your life, you will learn something here. And if you're done like me, content production for 20 years, I hope you will also learn something here. That is the goal with this channel. And I know that I will probably sit here and talk to my cameras all by myself for the first half year before there come any viewers, any audience. And that's fair enough, because then I just gonna learn my way into this, and this is also a training. Maybe there will never come any audience. That's also fair enough, because that is not a waste of time. I learn how to act in front of a camera, and that's important. I, as I said, when I stand behind the camera, I can see in some of my customers they struggle, and I can many times help them because I've stand behind the camera for 20 years and I know a few things. But it's a very good learning process for me to sit in this end, in front of the camera, and do. I'm gonna deliver. That's a good training. Okay, but what I want to talk with you about in this first live stream here is live streaming. How you make your live stream look professional. How because there is a difference between making your live stream look professional or a professional setup. A professional setup is normally a lot more expensive and so, but you can cheat a little and make it look like professional. You can have all these graphic elements. You can have all these things that is that make it look a lot more professional. And welcome, James. It's nice to see you here to my first live stream. And as Start was saying here in this live stream, it actually been a little scary to do because I normally stand on the other end of the camera. So that's it's a little weird to now sit in this end of the camera, but it's a good training. But as I said, I want to talk about how you make your live stream look nice, because there's tricks that you can do so you're ending up having a result where people cannot see if it's this very expensive setup or that just you have done your homework, right? And one of the reasons I also want to talk about live streaming is because I think there's a big potential in live streaming. Of course, they've grown a lot here under the corona crisis. The whole world have been forced to do Zoom meetings and live streams. And many times we hear people say, oh, we're so tired about live streams. We're so tired of Zoom meetings. And on the same time, they're saying, oh, did you see that the TV show last Saturday that was sending live, right? And I think there's no difference there. It's just you're not tired of live streams or Zoom meetings. You're tired of bad produced live streams or Zoom meetings. And I must say, I see many here in Denmark. The TV stations they're using, they let people film themselves from home because there's Corona and people film themselves from from the table and up in their own noses, and so it's terrible to look at. And I think that's the reason why many people getting tired of live streams and Zoom meetings. But I think they have a big future. I think that this is something that can do have really big potential. We begin to see people doing it as a TV shop where people come and they shop inside the live streams. I think we will probably see where people calling in and you can hear their voices and they not just write a message over in the comment. You actually have an interaction directly with your audience. I think also that we can begin to see that conferences begin to work as you see them in the real world, just interactive. And many times the problem have been that the one who stand and talk cannot see the reaction from the audience. But we see more and more now that then you put up a lot of screens where you have the small live streams back again from the audience. So when you say something, you can actually see on all the faces that they're laughing, and so you get a reaction on what you're saying. And I think this will be here. We will see the future. But there's one thing that's sure: if you're gonna have a future on making live streams that function, then you really need to have a good quality. If you not have the quality with you, then you will lose your audience, because the competition on the audience attention is so big. Right now, you're gonna compete with the Netflix or HBO and so, but you have another authenticity when you sit here and talk like I do now, and you can communicate back and forth, you can communicate back to me when I Jesus Christ, communicate to you. You can hear my English is not my main language, right? I'm from Denmark and I normally speak Danish. But if you're gonna have any success here on YouTube, you need to do it on English. So bear over with me. I'm really trying my best here. But the quality is so important if you're gonna grab your audience. And especially your audio quality need to be good. At least if you do like me, where you sit here and talk. I mean, if you could not hear me, there was no reason for you to sit and watch me. Right? It's not just sit and watch me open my mouth. So the audio quality is a lot more important than the actual picture, because then you can just use it as a podcast, right? So quality is super important to be able to grab your audience, and that's what we're gonna look at here. What can you do to make your live stream look professionally? A part of the quality is also to know the flow in the live stream, what is coming up next. Have some ideas what it is you want to give. Maybe not have a whole manus, but just at least have made up for yourself what is you want to give with that live stream. What it is the live stream must give the audience. Are they gonna entertain them? Are they gonna educate them? And so, and I hope the live stream here will do a little of both. I mean, this is not a film. This is not a live stream where you go where you can come directly in and get solve a problem, right? Here we talk a lot more of the overall ideas about today live streams, and so this is partly entertaining, partly educating, right? So, but you must have an idea of what is coming up in the live stream. What is you gonna give to your audience? And I see people actually going live and then sit there and just look and says, yeah, we are waiting now because I was starting 5 minutes too early, and that's not working. You need to deliver from the beginning. Else, just have a start screen like I have here, so you can see your signal coming through, and then there's also people who have the start screen just to collect audience, right? And then you can start in with having audience. So it's very, very important to have an idea of what is the flow in the live stream. But I want to show you a little about what what is the setup that I have here. How can I make the quality that I make here? Because my setup here is maybe a little overkill from what you normally will see, but I'm living off making content, so why not use all the equipment when I have it here? But if you see here, I have a little list over. This is actually the things that I use to make this live stream that you see here. I have two cameras. I have the main camera here. I have the second camera, and actually I also have a third camera where you can see my whole setup here, right? But the main camera that is right in front of me here is the A7 Mark III, the Sony A7 Mark III, and it's filming on a Sigma 20 millimeters art lens, and these are amazing lenses. They're also pretty expensive, but they are really amazing lenses. It's prime lenses, so there's no zoom in, and it can go down to 1.4 in f-stop, and that what make this very blurry background. It's really amazing lens, so really make amazing pictures. So if you want to have the blurry background, then you need to go as low down in f-stop as possible in your camera. But yeah, it's not only that simple. It's also something to do with that the chip in the camera need to be so big that it can make this blurriness. So if you see like maybe the best example is what do you call it? The GoPro cameras, right? There, everything is sharp there. It's also made for that because it's an action camera, so you want everything to be sharp. But one of the reasons it's very sharp is also because the chip inside is so small. You can see the same with your phone. The phone make amazing pictures, but everything is sharp. Then there come these new filters where it cut you out, so it make it in the software. But if you want to make it in the real, like real, not in software, then you need to go down as low down as possible in the f-stop in the camera. So, and normally that costs a little because the lenses who are gonna be able to go that low down, that you put in a lot of glass there, so it costs a lot. But these things here is what I'm using to make this live stream, and you see I have the two cameras, the A7 Mark III and the A6600, and it's the A6600 have the 35 millimeters. There's the camera over here, so it makes this close-up shot at me. And the A6600 is also a overkill camera for just making private live streams, but it is an amazing camera, and it's actually cheaper than the A7 Mark III there, but I will actually choose this camera over the A7 because the autofocus on this one and everything is so amazing. This camera, the colors is amazing. But I have these two main cameras, and they are connected to my computer with the Elgato CamLink. And if you never have tried to make a live stream before, and you sit and think, okay, I want to make live streams, I have a DSLR camera, and I can see it have a HDMI output. So you will thought that you can just put in a HDMI wire cable and put it directly into your computer. That will give meaning, but that's not how it is. weird enough when there's a few cameras who can. I think some of the Canon cameras can, but then so you can get the pictures into a computer, but you cannot get the audio out of many of the Canon cameras. I don't get why, and I don't get why the producers of these cameras not make it able that you can just put the signal directly into a computer. But it is made this way, so you need to have this, you call a capture card, and that is this little cam link, this little dongle, where you can connect your camera to that, and then the dongle into the computer, and then you can actually see what it is that coming through your for a camera. So your computer will actually see it as it was a webcam, and therefore you can go live with it, and you can use it to all the things that you normally use a live a webcam to. Then you see I have these Rode Procaster microphones, and they are connected to the Rodecaster Pro. And that is an amazing mixer. It's a very, very good mixer especially for live streaming here. And so it made primarily for doing podcast and also live streams and so here. And it's good because you have so many possibilities to do with it, right? You can connect your phone to it, so you can take phone calls in. You can connect 4 people with the XLR microphones. It have a very many capabilities, and then you have all these built-in filters, so you can have a noise gate over, and so you can actually produce very good sound to put out again. What it's not so good for is when I bought this Rodecaster Pro, I thought I'm gonna use only that one. And right now we're sitting in my studio where I do a lot of films, and I also read in audiobooks. And there it's simply not good enough. I cannot find any place on the Rodecaster where I can change the quality, and so I can put in a lot of noise gates and so, but I cannot really I cannot change the quality, and so it's not good enough. And there I use my Zoom what is it called, 8.6, right? And that is good for that part. So yeah, you have different equipment for different tasks, right? But to make live streams or to make a podcast where you sit and talk a lot of people, and so this is an amazing machine for that. That is an amazing mixer for doing that. So the Rode microphones is connected to the Rodecaster Pro, and they go directly into the computer. And here we're lucky that these capture cards, they function as they do. They are super good. They are consumer capture cards. It's made from Elgato, and it's made for mostly for people who stream games, right? But they have a very low latency on the picture and the sound, and so many times you see these capture cards where there is a latency. So I could not get my Rodecaster directly into the system because the picture you're seeing and the sound will not fit. So my mouth will move without a sound. But here with these cam links, it functions very, very super good. There's actually one thing I forgot on this list here, and that is my lamps. I have 3 lamps around me. I have 2 in front of me, and then I have 1 on top of me to light me up. And then I sit 1-2 meters from the background, so you can get this blurriness. I will always say that no matter what camera you use, try to get as far away from the background as possible, so you get as much. You can get lower and lower depth of field, more and more blurriness the longer you come from the background. So never sit directly up against the wall. You will look like you are someone catch you, and you are you're in prison and sit up against the wall, right? So try always to come as far away from the wall as possible, so you get so much of the room behind you as possible. The list here. So you see, maybe I have this little Stream Deck, this little gadgets here, this little thing where I can control all my cameras. I can change my cameras. I can change the graphics and so, and that's when I bought it, I think, yeah, I will try it out. That's a good thing to have. Let me see how it functions. But it's really really nice to use when you sit here and you're gonna control a whole live stream by yourself. You want the graphic to go the right way. You need to change the cameras, and then you can just sit with your fingers. I could do it on the computer also, but it's so much easier just to have the buttons where you want them. So that is um, a little thing that I also use to make my live stream, and it all go into my computer, and then it go get all executed by that software who called Ecamm Live. And it's a quite amazing software. It's only for Mac right now, and it can do the most things. I don't know if it's if people look at it as a professional software, but I use it to professional live stream when I'm normally do content for companies and for politicians here in Denmark, and I use it for that for my for the politicians and for the companies that I produce for. And it's good because you can use Ecamm Live. You can change the cameras. You can put graphic over. You can invite the guest ins. You can see all the comments who come there, and you can put the comments up on the inside the live streams and so. So it's quite good, and I can see they're working on it all the time. They get updated, and it's a program you really should look at. And I will do a live stream one of the days here where we can go through the whole setup in Ecamm and go through what it actually able to do. But it can do the most things. You pay a little fee every month to have it, but I'm really amazed for what this program can do. But this is all the equipment that I use, and if you look up the prices of the things, it's pretty expensive. But that is my job. This is my job to make content, and that's the reason I'm using this. You can go with a lower setup. You can see I mainly use my one camera here, right? So I would say find maybe a cheap DSLR camera if you're starting out right from the beginning. So I just want to make live streams, and that also depends what you're gonna do live streams of. If you're gonna stream your games, you're gonna do a little other setup, and if you're gonna sit and talk like me here, then you're gonna do a different setup. So if you're gonna do a setup like me, you could just find a cheap DSLR camera, buy a okay lens who can go down f-stop, and then I will really use money on buying some good audio so you can make good audio quality. And it don't need to be this expensive mixer but I will maybe, if it were me, I was really on a budget, I will probably buy these microphones and then some kind of recorder. Could be like this. It could be any of the other Zoom recorders that they have. Zoom have so many cool recorders where you can have XLR inputs in. Amazing recorders that you can connect into your computer, and you can with very few money actually make an production that's okay. And if you not have money to buy the big lamps and so, then go to a window. You just need light to make good content, to make good film. Film only function with light. So you're gonna find where you have the biggest light sources, and maybe you have a big light inside your living room. Then put that into your face and play with it until it look right. But you can also just sit with your camera up against the window. So if I'm gonna do it, my camera there, gonna stand with the window behind it, so I get all the light into me. And then you need to do live streams or filming while there's the light outside. But there you can get almost as good light as I have here, because the light coming from outside and in, that's perfect. That's really really good. So that is probably what I will do. So to make your live stream look professionally or to make look good, you 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 can scale it up and down as much as you want. But this is my big setup. I have a setup who's a little bigger when I do other live streams outside, but to we can scale it down. So let's start from the beginning. So the biggest setup is that you have the expensive mixer, you have the stream deck, you have 3 cameras put in, you have light, you have microphones, and so what is most important for your live stream? It's probably the audio quality. So you could actually just buy a little webcam and put on top of your computer, and then get a good microphone that you can also buy a good microphone that have USB, so you can put it directly into a computer. Then you don't need to have an expensive recorder. So that could be that. If you're gonna get the lowest, I will probably buy a good USB microphone, put it directly into a computer, and then a webcam. And then you can say, okay, if you're gonna build over that, then I will probably have a DSLR camera that can make it a little better picture, right? A little more soft and nice, crispy picture. But then you can build that on. But at the moment you get a DSLR camera, then you also need to have the cam link, so you can actually connect it to your computer. And there, I will maybe say, if you just have your webcam, then I will probably use the money on the Ecamm Live software, because then you can put graphics over, and so you can make it a little more fun to look at, a little more maybe grab your audience a little easier here. So that probably what I would do. And then you can scale it up. So my setup is that you have the big lamps, you have the big cameras, you have all these expensive, but start with good audio and try to build up so you can put in some graphic through software, and then build on a camera, and then you buy some cheap light. You can get okay light that's not costing super much, but the light sources is to get the right picture is really something of the most important. So but in a live stream, the audio is this is getting complicated. The audio is the most important in the live stream. Get a good picture. When we only take a picture, if you're gonna do filmmaking, so then the light sources is what make the camera function. So you can make your cheap cameras look good just having the right light, so they can function the right way. But let's just look at how it all connected here in my live stream. This is actually how it connected. I have the 3 cameras who connected to the 3 capture cards who go directly into my MacBook here. Then I have the Rodecaster Pro that's connected. The microphone is connected to that one, and then that's connected to a computer. And you can hear the music and my voice and so coming through the Rodecaster. I have just put over some music in royalty-free music inside the Rodecaster, and that go on one line, and then I have one line here with my voice in, where I have some equalizing and noise gate, and so there come a clean sound out to you. So to wrap it up for me, if you're gonna start out with absolutely nothing and you want to live stream, I will probably buy a good microphone with a USB input, so you can put it into a computer, and then just the best webcam you can afford. And next step, if you're gonna go the number higher, I will probably buy a good camera, so you can get a more soft and nice picture. After that, I will probably buy a good lens to put on the camera, so you can get this blurry background and nice looking picture. And if you're gonna go up there, then I will buy the light, so you can get your camera to function very good. And if you and on that way you can build it up again and again and again. I think actually I can really feel this is my first live stream. I missed something out here, because of course you're gonna buy the microphone and the little webcam, and then after that you're gonna buy the the software that can make the graphics and so go over, and that it not need to be the Ecamm Live. You also have something like StreamYard, and so that is things a little cheaper, and it's executed on a server. So if you not have a computer that's super strong, that's that's a lot. It's a lot better, because then you send your signal up, and if you're gonna invite guests, and so it's not your computer who's gonna execute it all. It's done on a server. But the moment you do it on a server, you're also lacking. You don't have all the functionalities that you have if you just do it on your computer here. So there's good things on it, keeping it on your computer, but it also takes up a lot of energy from your computer. So if you don't have a strong computer, maybe StreamYard and something will be better. So microphone, software, camera, lenses, light, build it up, and if you have any questions of because it's very difficult to depends on what you want to stream. If you want to stream gaming, if you want to do a live stream or a podcast of about politics, and so there's other things that's more important. So I would like to hear, not actually, I really honestly want to like to hear what you are doing for content and what is your setup, and if you have any questions of how you can make your setup better, I will love to answer them in the comments. So this, I think this is what I have to say to you here in this absolutely first episode of the Content Coffee Club. And I can see that I've been one audience here, and it's I sit and talk for myself. And I think that's also important. If you're going to do live streams, you're not going to do it for having an audience. You're just going to sit and talk for producing a film that can lying out there. And you're doing it for yourself, first of all, so you can get better, or you can... because if you do it for the... for getting audience, I will guess that will go a half year where I can sit and do these films before there will come really audience. So it must be driven by that you have a passion for something, that you want to give, that you have that you love to talk about these subjects. My next idea to my next live stream that I will do in a few days is to do live streams on the go, professional live streams on the go, because everybody can take their phone up and just go live there, but the quality is so bad. What do the TV stations do? What can you do? What possibilities is there for making a professional live stream on the go? And there's some... I will show you 2 ways to do this that is really amazing. They can make amazing live streams from anywhere. So that is my idea to the next live stream that I hope people will come and see here on this channel. So thank you for watching, because right now I'm sitting and talk to nobody, but if there's anyone listening out there one day to see this, go back and see this live stream, then thank you for watching this. And that's all for the Content Coffee Club this time.